Hey everybody, today we're going to work on HTML and JavaScript. That's the file name you have under HTML exercise, Georgia view. So I'm going to go through quickly so that then you can catch up with this assignment. Okay, step number one, I'm going to go through step number one. So we're going to use Notepad, which is a text editor installed in Windows. If you have Mac, Mac has text edit, what they call. So you're gonna have to use text edit to do it. I don't have text edit. I don't have Mac, so cannot show how to use text edit. But I think it's not too difficult to use. So here we go. I'm gonna use a Notepad for Windows system. So all you have to do is because I'm using Windows 7, it may look different. You may have Windows 10 and your window start area look different. So all you have to do is just type Notepad, then press enter. It'll give you Notepad just like that. You can think this as a word, those word processing, but it's a very simple version without any format. As you can see, it doesn't have all those bells and whistles. So it's very simple editor. Okay, but that's what we're going to use to edit our HTML files. Okay. Step two, edit your HTML with Notepad. Okay. So here we go. Type your HTML code into Notepad. So rather than type, I'm going to just highlight, starting bracket and bracket. So anytime HTML start with the HTML. Okay. What doc type is the just syntax they use it. You don't have to have it, but you can. So HTML starting there and backslash HTML is the end of HTML file. So I'm going to just highlight them and back to Notepad. I'm going to paste them and make sure there's no extra space at the end so that my cursor is right after ending bracket. Okay, so that will be our first HTML. Then we'll save as first web. Okay, here we go. Save as. Then I'm going to save it into my folder. You can save it into your folder. You can name it any folder name you want. But I have it here with HTML exercise. That's where I'm going to save it. And the name is first web.html. That's important. Always extension as .html or htm, either way. But I'll go with the HTML. Okay. And the file type is txt, which is good. Then you're going to just save it. So go back to your folder, which is my case HTML exercise that I just saved. It's right here, first web.html. To view your web page, right click or double click depending on how your program is associated with. Mine is associated with Chrome, but you can always use different web browser to open. I have all different type of web browser like Chrome, Firefox, and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to just open with Chrome. Here we go. Here we go. This is my first web page, just as we have. Moving on, step 3. We just did it, right? Save it, your HTML. Step 4, run HTML web browser. Okay, so that's what we got there, right? We just run or retrieve your HTML file into web browser. And if you go to the website w3schools.com, this huge collection of HTML coding and HTML related examples, which is very useful for people to learn to run those HTML and web-related languages or programs. Step 5, adding images. Okay, so we're going to deal with a photo or an image. Okay, I think you should use your own photo. If you don't have your own photo, you can have your pet's photo or something really related to you. Okay, but you better have your photo. And what we're going to do is we're going to edit the photo on a web image editor, online image editor. There are a bunch of them. But we're going to use pixellr.com. So we're going to go ahead, open up this on Google Chrome. And it'll take you to this website. And two different kinds of web editor they provide, which is free. It's not really free anymore, but you can still use it free for the P, P, PIXLRX. So you're going to launch PixelRX, and it'll give you just like that. This is just editor background. So on left side, there's a little menu. Up there, there's the navigation bar. But we're going to start with open image so that you can load your image. I'm going to load my image from again desktop HTML exercise. And I had it is, I got it from the GSW site. So I'm going to deal with it. So we're going to edit this image a little bit. Again, you should use your own photo. But I'm going to start with crop the image because it's too wide, too big. So I'm going to just bring it in a little bit like that. And decide to bring it in like that. Okay. And apply. Okay. So I'll make it, a little narrower than original one. And you can, according to instruction, you need to add it in terms of using different color or different brightness or some sort of special effects, as well as inserting title onto the image. Okay, so that's what we're going to work on. So I'm going to do just a little, let's see, filter the image or adjust it. So let me see what I'm going to do. What I'm going to try to do is retouch, I guess. Okay, retouch. So that I can remove, for example, this, see that car back there? So I'm going to remove it because it's not really, blend into this picture. So it's just kind of erasing this automobile a little bit like that. A little more. It's hard to see now, right? Doesn't look like an automobile anymore. Then we can, what they call clone stamping. It's basically you click that and you copy area you want to copy from, then apply to the area you erased. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click here so that it'll copy this area. Then next time I'm going to click here, it'll paste on it like that. Like that, like that. So more like a plants rather than automobile sitting there, right? So here we go. So there's no sign of automobile there. Okay. Then I'm going to close this one. Then I'm going to just add effects, maybe special effects. You can try anything you want as long as you like it. Like retro. Doesn't make any big difference. I think I don't want to play too much here. So, all right. Now the main thing that we're trying to do, adding text. Click text right there. Then I'm gonna add there. Something like that. And once you're done, now you're gonna save it. And in terms of file name, there, file type should be JPG, and quality, you can make it high or medium. High is fine as long as it's not too big, hopefully. And you click download. Okay, so it's just in your download folder, which is my guess. Right there. Okay, download folder is right there. That's 925 by 393. All right, anyway, I'm gonna come back to our exercise. So we're gonna insert the following HTML, make it as image1.html. I'll put in the new one. But make sure the image file is identical with whatever we had. In my case, what's the name? Calendar banner number 2. Just like that. And alt, that's basically describing what it is. GSW photo. And style with width and height, you can make it whatever proper size in terms of width and height. Okay, then you're gonna save it. Save it as, actually. Image1.html. Save it. Then you're going to go back to the folder, which is HTML exercise, image1.html, which is doesn't show. Oh, the image must be in the same folder. See, so that's why people make a mistake, including me. The image, which is image calendar banner number 2.jpg, must be in the same folder. So I'm gonna just bring it into this folder so that the image we just edited and image1.html must be in the same folder, so that it shows just like that. Okay, I look a little bit kind of stretched, not stretched, shrinked or something. I look a little bit different, but I think it'll do this. Okay, so and then we're gonna work with JavaScript. JavaScript is basically what they call scripting language for web environment. What it does is it gives you very quick access to those very dynamic feature of JavaScript so that you can use for creating forms, creating all those dynamic feature of the web page, the scrolling bars and all those action going on this web page are done by JavaScript and pretty easy to use basically. But one thing different from other languages, JavaScript is case sensitive, meaning that uppercase A and lowercase a are two different things in this language, for example. And let's try that sample JS program, JavaScript program. So we can still use Notepad to edit. So we're gonna save it as first javascript.html. Okay. And go back to file, save it as new. Make sure it has been saved before you close or creating new. Click new, paste the first JavaScript, and we can save it JavaScript as HTML as well, because they are compatible file type. Okay, so first JavaScript.html. Okay, save it. All right, so that's what we had here. And more examples of JavaScript, very exciting and interesting JavaScripts are located in wd3schools.com. Okay, now we're going to try a different JavaScript here. And this is what we call try.js.html. HTML or HTML, same thing. All right, again, this is going to be new JavaScript. So I'm going to click new, paste. Make sure you press backspace so that nothing after last bracket. Because if you have an extra space after bracket, it'll take it as a space, take it as a character. Okay, so you should not have any character at the end of bracket. As you can see, starting from script, end with script, backslash script. So that's how you start, how you end JavaScript, right? And you're gonna click save, file, save it as. What was the name again? Try.js, right? So we're gonna save it as try.js.html. Okay, save it. Now we can run this first JavaScript, which is try.js, run it, and basically the script activated. As you can see, there's a pop-up, so you click OK. Another pop-up, sure, OK. Another pop-up, you say, then forced to enter something, otherwise you cannot move on. Hide it. And it says you wrote ID. Click OK. So that's the idea of creating a whole bunch of pop-ups in those weird pages, right? So that's the idea of using JavaScript to make all those things work. All right, and then all right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to create HTML, but what we just did it here was just using JavaScript as your independent file. But other times, actually many times, this script will be embedded into HTML file, okay, rather than just using it as a separate file. If it is not too big, and the script is too big, and it contains a lot of activities, and it can stand as external file, but otherwise, if it is small, you can always embed JavaScript into HTML file. So that's what we're going to do, okay? So we're going to go back to Notepad. I'm going to open first JavaScript, first web.html, so that we can embed this JavaScript. Copy back to first, actually that's first JavaScript.html. Sorry, first JavaScript. Open Notepad. Okay, so that's what we need to use. And this JavaScript can go between body and body. Okay, that's the beginning of body, end of body. Okay, we already have JavaScript here, but you can have multiple JavaScript into your body. Okay, so I'm going to just leave a space a little bit, then paste, so that our JavaScript goes here. Let me go back to the instruction. Oh, okay, sorry. This one is save it as external file. Okay, I think I misunderstood. Well, that's the one way to do it. Okay, it's not completely wrong, but that's one way to do it. But it's not what actually instruction says. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna save it as a separate prog.js, separate JavaScript, and name it as prog.js. Save it as prog.js. If JavaScript is saved as an external file, you must save it as .js, stand for JavaScript. Okay. So we'll save it prog.js. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open first JavaScript.html. Then we're going to call that external JavaScript we just created, which is prog.js. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna add this script right here. You can delete this guy and insert or paste what you just copied from here, right? Then what it'll do is it'll call prog.js. Actually, I had it uppercase P, so must be matched because it's case sensitive. So this prog.js will be called upon and execute in this line, okay? And I'm gonna save it as different file. Yeah, include javascript.html. Okay, that's what we're gonna save it as. Meaning it's gonna be new file. Include javascript.html. Save it. And back to your folder. And let's run include javascript.html we just created. There you go. Hello. Oops. Okay, so that's basically what we have. So as you can see, JavaScript can do quite interesting thing. If we had a class, the face-to-face, or if we had a more time, I think we could have done some real JavaScript code because we have collection of those free JavaScript that we can work with, like a calendar, clock, even game, those stuff can be added to your web page. Okay, so I'll see you in another video.